I never believed in mysticism and treated all mystical stories with indulgence, considering them another bikes from the crypt. But what happened to me last spring broke all my idea of mysticism into small fragments and made me look at this industry from the other side. Let's introduce ourselves. My name is Evgeny, and I am already 48 years old. I've been looking for a place for privacy with my memories for a long time, a small house outside the city. Having already inspected a decent number of plots and houses, I sadly noted that they are all monotonous do not cause any desire to settle inside. Yes, I'm so picky. With my modest income, give me a chic mansion with modern furniture. Well, of course, I'm exaggerating it. I wanted something beautiful, gentle, so that as soon as you come in, the soul sang and rejoices. And finally, luck smiled at me. The price is acceptable, and the house itself is just a fairy tale. I got attached to him at first sight. And it would seem that it was necessary to immediately think about why such a cheap price and such a good product. But it didn't bother me that day. Having given the right amount from hand to hand, I decided to immediately stay overnight in my new home. Having examined the building well, both outside and inside, I found a very cozy room, as if created for me. After spreading bed linen and going out to the balcony, I looked at the sunset for a long time, until dark. Finally, when it got completely dark, I went to bed and breathed the smell of my new home. He smelled of some wonderful flowers, and the smell was everywhere. Together with the fresh air from the half-open window, this smell intoxicated. From a feeling of relaxation and intoxication, I quickly fell asleep. And just as quickly woke up. There was impenetrable darkness in the room, missing only the outlines of the furniture. The room has become completely different. I saw the silhouette of a massive closet that glittered in the rays of the sun during the day, but at night, when light did not penetrate through the open window, this massive giant seemed free. And the smell has become different. I sniffed and almost threw up with disgust. It smelled rottenness, dampness and dust. Together this bouquet of smells created very nasty sensations. I finally opened my eyes and the dark veil dissipated slightly. Having found my phone and turned on the flashlight on it, I gently lit it towards the closet. The darkness reluctantly parted to the sides, and then I saw why my hair stood on end. No, it wasn't a corpse. It was mold. Disgusting green moss, spider web, dye mold. The cabinet was rotten and overgrown. Yes, what can I say, not just a closet, the whole house looked like a monster that emerged from the swamp. Having risen from a pleasant bed, I almost yelled. The mattress, which I couldn't see because of the thick darkness, was now glowing so that I could take a good look at it. I almost threw up. Solid moss and mummified corpses of pigeons and sparrows pour out through the holes. When I noticed a layer of dead cockroaches, without restraining the reflexes, I rushed out of the room and stopped. The rotten floor under me creaked disgustingly. I smelled the air and barely resisted vomiting. Rotten, thick, sticky, this smell cannot be described in words. My head was clouded and I, ignoring the rot and squatting sounds under my feet, rushed forward. Going down the shaky stairs to the first floor, I, risking falling under the ancient floor, rushed to the exit. Only after running out into the fresh air, I let go. After breathing fresh air with my full chest, I decided to take time to spend the night with my neighbors, but my head, apparently completely clouded by the stinking smell, decided to direct my legs in a completely different direction. Not knowing what I was doing, I ran in a completely different direction and tripped over the stone, fell with a bag right on my stomach. There was a small stone wall in front of my nose, and I got up and decided to see what it was. This turned out to be an open well from which this nasty smell came. I bent in half again, barely restraining myself. Thoughts turned off again, intuition worked. With difficulty raising the rotten lid from the well with unbending fingers, I closed it. The smell began to weather. And in my head there was a sense of confidence that everything was right. That's right. And with this thought, I fell asleep calmly, passed out right on the grass. I missed in the morning. The birds were singing, and the sun was blinding in the eyes. The house is like a house, a well, like a well, but I hastily packed my things and left that house. And although I know that now this should not happen at night, I've never spent the night there again. Now the house is on sale, for a very small amount. And in waiting for the right buyer who will pay attention to the point in the description of the